Welcome to the Empowered by Design podcast. I am Dr. Liz. This is episode 60. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and even more excited to bring to you one of my favorite people, Sophie Hami. She is our special guest today, and we are going to be talking about so much love and empowerment. Hold on to your seat. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking about embracing your authentic self, loving yourself from the inside out, putting your ideas, your goals, your vision into action with intentionality and spirit. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Stay tuned. Welcome to the podcast, Empowered by Design. I'm your host, Dr. Liz, a licensed psychologist and owner of Visionistas by Design Wellness Boutique in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. This podcast is about the power of connection and a proactive approach to mental health and overall wellness. It's about finding and owning your power right now and using it for good, by nurturing the connection of body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. Empowered by Design podcast delivers psychological concepts and practical strategies with a real-life approach, designed to empower health and wellness, optimal performance, authentic connection with yourself and others, and purposeful, joyful living. Be well. Live empowered. Dream, design, deliver.
I just want to say that it is 60. 60 is an amazing number for the podcast. And today is 33.
I know. Oh my goodness. I love this. We're jumping right in. We're just jumping right in with all of the signs. I've been really big into these number signs lately. So yeah, when you hear that for you, what does it mean to you that we're episode 60, we're recording on 3-3? Say a little bit about that.
It is for me like any angel number that connects to you. And it's not just connecting. Numbers and timing is every time, going always. But when we actually see it, that means a message is coming to you or you are aligned with the message. And that is where I feel. Yesterday, I filled up a gas. My bill came 4141. So I'm like, what is that angel number means? And there was a message that the challenges you are going through, you can take it as easy and you have to come out of the comfort zone. And I was driving to New Jersey and I don't like driving and I had to do it. And that's why I filled up the gas for 3 hours. I was meeting some people where I feel challenged with. Okay. And I took it very easily. So that was a message and it was a right moment at that time. So I'm not sure what 66 or 33 will be today. And if you were to say 33 plus 2 plus 2 to 2 only for this date, it comes down to 12, which is also 3 in the end, 2 plus 1. So the whole date is equal to 3 and 3. And then our number 3.
I love it.
So I'm not sure what the angel number message is for 33. Look up while you are,
Okay, so I'm going to read your intro. So we just jumped right in, which I absolutely love about this podcast. We push record and then I say, let's just go with it. And I didn't want to miss a morsel of what you've been saying because you were talking before I pushed record. You started telling me about the way that you were preparing yourself even to record this podcast. Which we're going to get to in a moment. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to read your bio from your website so that I can introduce you properly to our listeners today. Thank you for listening and tuning in. You are in for a big treat today. I'm going to read Sophie's bio and then we are going to just talk and chat and see what happens. Okay, so Sophie is an evolving artist behind Henna Chakra, which means Wheel of Blessing. She is a trained analyst, group facilitator, and certified yoga instructor. Sophie loves creating safe and fun spaces for individuals and groups through the henna, yoga, and goddess circles. Join Sophie and experience her joyful space through her classes or book a henna appointment for your next special occasion. Sophie is always looking forward to hear from you. Keep shining. Welcome, officially welcome, Sophie, to this Empowered by Design podcast. I am so excited to have you here.
I am so excited. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Liz, for inviting me. And it's definitely my deepest pleasure to be here on your space.
Oh, thank you. I just love being in your energy and your presence. And we're going to get to how we connected and how we've been connecting ever since, in not only in physical ways, but also in the spiritual ways, right? And just empowering each other, lifting each other up, rooting for each other from the sidelines, and really being together in a space of enlightened energy and empowerment. So tell us, I referenced when we first got on this call, you were telling me what you were doing to prepare yourself to get into the zone, so to speak.
Yes, I love it. So every time I start a new activity or a henna session or a yoga session, when I'm rushing, especially for this podcast, I was rushing to get to this time and to get to this preparation. I'm like, okay, let's take a break. Let's have a few sips of hot tea and use my essential oil, take a 3 deep inhales. And I picked up a goddess oracle card. I always try to seek out guidance from this goddess cards and gives me a message, what I need to get for that moment. And so just before this session, I kind of did aroma touch blend to ground myself for this talk with you. And I picked up Guenevere True Love card from the Goddess deck, which was the message was the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. But can you read it again?
Yes,
Read it again.
the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you.
Oh my gosh.
So I see not just the romantic relationship or romantic love. I feel this connection is like if I have done something, this is the time to reap that love back to me from you. So if you have created this space between us right now, whatever we have done in the past, like 2 or 3 years ago, we've been trying to connect. This is the time to reap that love or fruit, a fruit of
Yes.
love.
I love it.
So that's how I see it, that it's coming, the love is coming back like a boomerang. You give, and
Yes.
this is the time to take it back.
I love that. Yes, and it's so meaningful. I love how you um, put the meaning out there for us specifically as we come together in this collaboration. I so cherish. I cherish our relationship and the way that we've stayed connected. And I also have to say that the love message is also something that has been really, really strong in all that I've been doing professionally, personally. So for me, when you told me that was the card, I was like, oh my goodness. So I love that. It's fun to be able to see personally how things manifest and then in connection with others as well, whether it's romantic love, friendship love, and just this honoring this feminine space between us.
Yes. Yes, and love for your creativity, love for your
Mm.
art, love for your passion. So if this you have done something, planted some seeds or planted something to manifest, maybe this is the time to receive that back in your fruits of your love. So if you have done something in your business or client relationship or romantic relationship, or to yourself, if you have to self-love, whatever you have been doing, intention setting, this is the time to receive that, because we have asked it, open the space, and now is the time to take it back. So open your space to receive the love.
I love it. Yes. I truly believe when I pull a card or hear a message, I love to share it, especially in this space, because I feel like that's what we're called to do, right? When we are connecting with people. So not only between the two of us, but we are creating this space for you as well, the listeners, to draw from this talk, this chat, our conversation, the things that we talk about, the meaning that we have made in our lives and our connection, and really use that to reflect on your own. So where is your love? Where do you need your love to be calling you today, right? I love how you outlined all those different kinds: self-love, love between friends, love with your creative side. Ooh, I love that. And, love in general, love with your partner. And we love here. So that is just, it's so appropriate.
And I just want to say, because it messages like the universe is to deliver that great love to you. So when something is delivered to you, are you ready to receive it? If somebody says, like, as you said, like women's circle or a feminist part or a femininity, to accept who you are, and if somebody is giving compliment to you, are you receiving it? When it comes to you, if you see in yourself in the mirror and you look really beautiful, are you receiving the beauty internally and say, I look beautiful today, instead of always criticizing how I look or how I age and stuff? So when it's beauty or love is coming to you, are we open to receive it?
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, I think that it can be a struggle for us as people in general sometimes to accept compliments, to receive them. We kind of want to put some disclaimer out there of like, oh, it's nothing or whatever. But I love that message of encouraging us here today and everyone who's listening and tuning in to open yourself to be able to receive the love that is coming. Feel it, right? And I'm watching you as you like close your eyes, and I love that too, because sometimes we when we close our eyes and just kind of breathe and pause, we allow ourselves to receive in a way that is so deep and so powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so we didn't even touch on anything on the script yet, on the outline. That's what I love about this space. I love just how we organically connect and vibe here. So I would love for you just to tell us a little bit about what you do, how you serve, how you receive yourself, and just give us a little bit of a background of who you are.
Love that. Thank you for asking. Yes, I always think like I'm offering and these are my services. I will list down many things that I do, but the way you say, what do you do to receive it? It is kind of tough to like, okay, what am I receiving? So yes, I'm receiving a lot of love and support from the community. I'm very honored and blessed to be in Lehigh Valley from last 3 years. And I'm very blessed to run a henna art business in this place. So I've started this business as a henna artist and completed my yoga teacher training because I wanted to be yoga teacher from last like 20 some years. And I'm like, I have to take it this year. And I launched Goddess Circles because I love facilitating women's workshop for empowerment and teamwork and leadership and connection, especially conscious connection between women in the community. And this whole idea of 3 years I've been doing, it just didn't come up, right? Like before that, I was in IT as a systems analyst for over 10 years after doing my education in arts and peace work. So I'm a trained person, a trained facilitator to conduct workshops for conflict transformation and peace education.
Wow.
So which I was a national trainer back in India for around 5 years before I moved here to USA. And I was a teacher for almost 8 years there. And then when I moved here, got my education, didn't get a job in UN, I'm like, okay, let me get into something that can survive. I can pay my bills. So got into IT, got certified again, and worked for 10 years. And just 3 years ago, my husband is like, why are you not doing what you feel like doing? Because I kept telling, I used to be an amazing trainer. I used to do this and that. That was my golden phase of life. But nobody cares in USA what I used to do back then. Like that backstory has no meaning in current life. And that's what my inspiration, that I need to change the language. Instead of saying I used to do it, I want to say I am doing it. And people can see me what I'm actually doing it. And that's why I took a big leap of faith to resign and just start my business without any plan as such. Kind of, I just like, okay, let me just try for 1 year. If it works, if I get a lot of support, and I think this is coming organically and easily to me, then I will continue. And it is, because when I practice henna, when I'm making henna cones, when I'm talking to people, coordinating an event or creating new ideas for my workshops, it comes easy. And that is where I think things that comes easy, that is the true purpose or true path of your life. And that is the success path. If it is too hard to do it, maybe that is not right. We don't have to really work hard to reach success. It has to be easy to reach to your success. So success wise, I'm very successful henna artist. I'm a very successful facilitator and a yoga instructor here. May not be in money wise, but my emotional bank, my happiness bank is really full. And I'm really grounded and so honored. I have no words in English to mention that to you as to how much I am very honored. Like, it's my pleasure to serve each and every client. Doesn't matter if I'm doing a $10 henna or $500 henna, it doesn't matter. Money is not equal to my success in this part of my phase of my life. So,
Can you say it? I know you said I don't have the words in English. Can you just say it organically how it comes into your mind?
about being so thankful.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I say I'm very honored, it is my sole purpose of life that I am here. That's why my henna today says, I am here. That itself is enough, that I am enough to be here. Plus, if I'm digging myself, that I'm sharing myself that I am not enough, I have to be perfect to start a business. If somebody's really starting a business, no, whatever comes to you easy, that is your path. And when people see me, when people find that energy and connects with me and say, oh my God, Sophie, we love you. We want to connect and come to anything that you do. No matter what you do, we will just come. That aspect, I'm like, what is it that is, it's not me, but there is some energy that is created between them and me. And that is what I call the henna chakra, that energy center that is created of just unconditional love. And it's a subconscious level of connection, wherein the words cannot be expressed. How I say somebody like, you are my soul sister, you are my sister from another mother, or you are my twin sister. Like, that is the only limitation of language to kind of like to say in a way that is tangible.
Right. Yes.
Some energies you cannot tangibly say.
Right.
Even I get so much energy from people when they are coming to me, sharing for 30 minutes. They come with a lot of stress and tension to my henna session and share all the heart out to me. And whatever I say that comes through my heart comforts them. And the henna that I do, doesn't matter what design, but because the design is created based on the energy between them and me. And it doesn't matter what design is, but the conversation after that 30 minutes, when she leaves with such an empowerment. She feels, I am relieved and I can go back to world and I can get that done, whatever the challenge is. And that feeling, I cannot express. I am supposed to be here. I'm a medium for this. And that is what I can't express, that I am chosen to serve this service. And maybe it was needed in Lehigh Valley. And maybe this is the reason I moved here. Who knows? I was supposed to meet Dr. Elise. That's why I moved to Lehigh Valley. Right?
I love everything you're saying so much, and there's so much in there. I hope I remember all the things that like stood out to me, but I just love the way that I can feel it, right? We're together in this space, even though we're doing this virtually. I can feel the energy between us. And I love when you say it's hard to put it into words to describe it, but if you're out there listening, and you've ever experienced this kind of energy that's somewhat transcendent, right? It transcends words. It transcends how we describe things in words, and you feel it, you believe it, you trust. And I love that you described it in that way, and also the abundance.
Yes.
Because I think we hear the word abundance, we think money, and I love that you made a very specific point to say how important it is to recognize right now, no matter what state of life you're in or financial state, find where you have abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of peace, whatever it is. It could be abundance of chocolate chips, right?
Yes.
Whatever it
Yes.
is. But see where it is, and channel the gratitude for the abundance wherever you can find it.
Correct. And
Thank you for
abundance of
sharing.
creativity, your
Oh,
ideas,
yes. Energy. Yes.
energy, and it will never stop, because from last 3 years I have done over 40 workshops, and each workshop is unique and different with various different activities and collaboration. And as there are people who like to, take my ideas and merge into their programs, and I'm like, they are taking my ideas, but I feel like, no, I might be doing something right, that people want to take my ideas,
Mm,
and that doesn't mean my ideas will ever stop.
mm,
So if you are in the flow of
mm.
creativity, it will still keep growing as you are kind of strengthening that muscle of creativity. It will never go. Your ideas will never stop. So you have to trust your ideas. If I have done this creativity, say for one workshop right now, what will I do next? That worry will come all the time. But I'm like, I will figure it out. Something will show up, and it always have shown.
Wow.
And that abundance, trusting that abundance of ideas, that trust is getting better in me. I'm like trusting myself more and more, and getting less insecure, and
Mm.
getting more confident and more unconditional love, and getting into that flow of creativity.
I love that. And the groundedness that you mentioned before. And also, I think the point of we can share ideas. I love that aspect of sharing ideas and sharing creative energy with people. But what you made the point of saying is no one is you, right? There's one you in this whole world. And so when you do an idea, when you execute an idea, when you bring that idea to fruition with creativity and your energy, it will never be duplicated. Right. I use my hands a lot, so I apologize
Yes.
for all the banging. But I'm like, whoa, yes. Yeah, because I think that is such a fun point to make, is that it can be so empowering, or we can check in with ourselves and say, oh, someone used my idea, and then it's like, wow, because it was really a great idea. And then when we can honor the sharing of that creativity and energy, and appreciate that there's a never-ending flow of it, is so
Correct.
beautiful, so
Correct.
beautiful.
And everybody is unique. So you
Hmm.
are unique. You're doing an amazing podcast. The work that you do, the people you inspire, no matter if the same content is said by you and the same content is said by me, it will be different.
Hmm.
And some people will vibe with your energy, and some people will vibe with my energy. So
Right.
there's abundance of people going around.
Yeah.
There is abundance of wealth going around. There is enough for everybody. And that is where
It's a really good lesson. Yes.
right? That is
Yes.
the strength in ourselves, that there is enough for everybody, even though Lehigh Valley is small. For example, if you are a life coach and somebody else is becoming life coach, and if I want to become a life coach, for example, I'm just giving an example. And if somebody wants to become a life coach and they're like doubting themselves, oh, who's gonna listen to me? My life is already mess. Why will people take advice from me? There are already so many established life coaches out there. Why will they talk to me and pay me for my new career? No, your voice, your framing or phrasing sentences, connecting dots for that opposite person is very unique than the other person. People will why there are people, that is what is, there are people, there are clients who need your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
Mm-hmm.
why I believe this year of 2022 is the year wherein the time to put an action to all the ideas we had from last 2 years of quarantining. People changed, learned so many new skills and ideas and talents, and left jobs, started new business. This is the time to put yourself out there with your true authentic self and true voice. Try it out, just put it out. It may work, it may not, but at least you have not, you know, compressed it down in your heart.
Yes. I
You
love
have let
that.
it fly,
Yeah.
right?
And I have to say this to you right now because today, as we're recording this podcast, I launched a program that has been in my heart and soul for years. I know. And you didn't know that, right? Like you didn't know that as we're recording this. And today it was the energy was just has been flowing and flowing and propelled, right? So that word propelled
Yes.
was in your card. It was in
Yes.
my podcast last week. The universe has propelled me
Oh my
to.
God.
I know. It's amazing. So it for me, hearing you talk it's personally resonating with me 100%. And so I love I just love the synchronicity that happens when what there it's out there, right? Get
Right.
in line, people. Grab it up. Step into the flow of abundance because it's here and it is and there's plenty to go around, right? Share it. Send it. Send the love, spread it around to all the people. Yeah. Hello. I am just popping in here super quick to remind you that this is your last chance to sign up for the Fun Love program for couples. It is happening Saturday, March 12th. So if you are hearing this podcast when it drops, hurry over to the website drliz.com/funlove to check out this program. And the Fun Love program is a workshop series. So this is your last chance to get in on the ground floor. The first workshop in the series will be held Saturday. If you can't make it live, it's okay. We will send you the recording. But the most important part is that you get signed up. The people there will get first dibs on signing up for the rest of the workshop series. The other topics and dates will be announced. They all will be virtual and they all will be accessible by recording if you can't make it live. Listen, don't you want your love to be fun? I do, raising my hand. And sometimes it's tricky, sometimes it's muddy, sometimes it's overwhelming. This program will help you strengthen the trust in your relationship, navigate ups and downs in your life, in your love, together as a team, teamwork. And we're starting with the basics of communication because, of course, we need to be able to communicate in whatever way that is. We're going to talk all about that Saturday, and I cannot wait to see you there. Head over to the website, drliz.com/funlove, and when you register, special offer, use the coupon code podcast30. That's podcast30 for 30% off your registration. I'm so excited. I hope to see you on Saturday and help strengthen the love, highlight that love, find the love in your relationship. I hope to see you there. I wanted to, so it's funny as you're talking and, saying like you've been in the Lehigh Valley for 3 years, it reminds me of how we first became connected. It must have been when you first arrived in the
Yes.
Lehigh Valley, because it was 2019. Was it? It had to be
So
2019.
I moved in
2018.
2018.
Okay.
I moved in 2018 and I worked for an IT company here. I got a job
Okay.
and I moved here with my husband. And after a few months of working, so 2019 was my full year of business.
Okay.
And that
So I
was
think
the
we
best
met in
year.
2018. We met when we met at Veronica's Women's
In
Empowerment.
2019,
Was
June.
it 2019? Okay,
Yes.
see, I'm bad at years.
It was June or something. And that was my
Okay.
first year of business.
Okay, so 2019, we met in June, so almost 3 years ago.
Right.
We were table buddies, so I was next to
Yes.
you with the Visionistas. Visionistas was very brand new. Well, actually, it was just still it was not where we were not where we are now. It was very much a baby kind of
Correct.
idea, right?
Correct.
Visionistas at the time. Hannah and I came and we set up our
Yes.
table next to
Oh my
you,
God.
remember?
Yes.
Um,
She was
and
so
you gave
young
me a
then.
henna tattoo. That was my very first henna
Oh my
tattoo
God.
that day ever. So we met then, and then I attended. So I had been doing vision board parties myself and vision boards myself previously, and it was so refreshing to come to one as a participant. And I came to yours in January of 2020, which was one of my most memorable vision boards I've ever made in my entire life. And not just the vision board, but the way you ran the workshop was so amazing. The energy that we all shared there. You are
Oh,
a vessel for just such empowering energy. So wonderful. So thank you. But I have talked about it here on the podcast before, but there were some really key moments in that workshop, meeting people. But one thing that I remember explicitly, and it was so fun to look back on. It is still, I still have my vision board hanging in my house from that day, and at that point, we had no idea about COVID at the, what it would be, what it was, it was January. It was the end of January. And some of the things I put on my board. So when I make a vision board or an intention board, I love to go through the magazines and just like pull whatever pops out at me. No rhyme or reason. I'm creative. I put my mind, my thoughts to the side, and I just let my soul and my heart go. I pull things out, I cut them out, and then I throw them on the, not throw, paste,
yes, yes,
put them,
yes.
arrange them nicely on the board. And some of the messages from that time were like, shift your outlook, like just some of these messages that I didn't know what they meant at the time.
Mhm.
The thing I remember the most was you invited us to reflect on where we saw ourselves and our energy in 1 year. And we shared it in a group. And I remember feeling all of a sudden this heavy, cloudy, murky energy come over me in that space. And I was so confused by it because I'm like, what does this mean? Why am I feeling this way? And I knew I was on so it was a couple months before I moved out of my office, and we bought a building for Visionistas to grow. So I thought, this is the sense I made of it at the time. Okay, I'm hoping to buy a building that will probably be a rough first year. It might be, there might be some ups and downs. And right, like we're laughing now because little did we know what that was going to be like that year. But then you asked us to imagine 5 years. And it was literally like the clouds lifted, the sunlight came gushing in, the energy was just an amazing, empowering, beautiful energy. And it was so palpable. It was I could feel it. I could sense it. I knew it. And I wasn't the only one. That was the fun part, right? So, cause I'm like, what is happening? What is happening
It
here?
was a crazy activity, I
It was
know.
wonderful. It was wonderful. And so I was we were in small groups and we were sharing, but then we shared as a larger group as well.
Right, right.
And it was so interesting how many people had that same experience. And then now to look back on it and say, the clouds are lifting, right? The clouds are
Yes,
lifting in this universe. The sunshine is coming back for
yes.
everybody. Abundance is flowing in energy and creativity and positivity and connection. And I just love sharing that with you.
That is amazing. And
Thank
you're not the only one who shared about that experience. I've had many people
you.
because I did that workshop twice for 35 people.
Mm.
And some of them wanted to do this workshop again in 2021, but that didn't happen. Still, we were in quarantining. But people who said they would do in 1 year, it came true in a different way that they
Mm.
never understood because of COVID, like what would really come up. They were like, what just happened? And I'm like, go back to your vision board and see.
Yes. Yep.
And then look into that did you really see coming through? If not the goals in terms of tangible, but at least how did you live? Like changing the outlook, changing the
Right.
perspective, finding a new energies and
Mm-hmm.
finding new ways to deal with problems.
Yeah.
So I am same in that position. When I look, my vision board is the same thing, like be strong. I created and I'm like, I did it, because even there was a sentence called I did it.
Mm.
And I pasted on my that vision board in 2020. And 21, I'm saying, what did I do in 2020? In 2020, when
Wow.
everything was closed, I was still working. I did online classes. I sold henna cones. I did workshops in my backyard,
Yes,
taught
I
yoga
went
in
to
my
one of them.
backyard. Yes, you were in one of
Yes.
them. I did 8 workshops
Yes.
and regular yoga classes. So, and I did like, henna mugs and henna retail products
Mm-hmm.
in different mediums. And when I look back, I still did it. I
Yes.
still
You found a
continued.
way. You did your
I found a way. I
passion.
was
Yep.
crying in the beginning, but I still
Mm-hmm.
found a way.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
the
Yes.
vision
So
board
that was
came true.
you have a gorgeous space, a backyard. Your house is gorgeous. And I loved that it was a time when we could only be outside with other
Right.
people, right? It was um, a yoga and writing workshop. I remember crying when I was reading my poem aloud. So it was another, an outlet for creativity and energy and connection, even though connection and in a time when we all felt so disconnected. And that was wonderful. And then you and I tried to do a workshop last year.
Right. Right.
We're getting together. We're trying to do a workshop, and it just like we just kept hitting the roadblocks and the
Right.
COVID, and it wasn't safe
Right.
for us to gather in person. And I am so excited um, to talk today about our upcoming event that you will be hosting here at Visionistas this month, March 23rd. Mark your calendars, everyone. You do not want to miss this event.
Yes.
If you I mean, okay, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to let you talk. Tell us a little bit about
Mhm.
what we're in for. I can't wait.
Yes, it is. So this is my new year goddess circle. So whenever there's a new year, from last 3 years, I've been doing one goddess circle to begin the year with an intention. So last year was Goddess Parvati, and of course vision board we did in 2020, and then 2021 I did in my backyard some women's workshop, but not a goddess circle. So after 15 months, now that we are open to do a session
Mhm.
indoor, because I love to do Goddess Circle indoor. So I started last year again in 21. I did 2 workshops. So this year, 22, when I sit down and see which goddess will bring you the energy to begin your 2022, completely a different phase of world, post-COVID kind of right situation. Things are still not fully open, but there is some light. So what can we do with that tiny light that we still got in here to work through small travel, little business, little, social gatherings? And Saraswati goddess came to me. Saraswati goddess is a Hindu goddess, very religious goddess, but I take it very culturally. So when I do a goddess circle, it is nothing to do with religion per se. And I try to do this goddess as an archetypal person or personality or character, which can inspire you for their goddess divine energy. And Saraswati is the energy for creativity, arts, music, communication, speech. So if you are speaking your truth, she will sit on your tongue to let you speak your truth in a way that the words will come out as she's flowing through you. She represents the water. She represents the river Saraswati, that is also a river in India. So she flows like water. So I pray that every time I'm always trying to speak somewhere, I'm like, let Saraswati goddess sit on my tongue and let the right words come out of my mouth.
Wow.
And let that be whatever my heart has to say. So we will be doing the Goddess Saraswati circle, and in which way we'll be just talking only about her and storytelling and concepts and what she represents in the current context of her life for like 20 minutes or so, which I will be sharing. But then we'll be reflecting how her energy we can take in our current life. So we'll be doing a lot of reflection activities, a lot of questions, yoga flow, a little bit of gratitude yoga flow. We'll also be doing a little journaling. We'll also be doing very surprise something, which I can't say because that is the one of the most aha moment for the class.
Oh, good.
And
I love surprises. Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
So that is the aha moment I got in January. I had 15 women showing up for that workshop, and that was amazing workshop. And I'm like, I have to do this session one more time.
Yes.
And we also did intention board making. So this is a little different than vision board. It is similar, but we are trying to make an intention for this year. What is your intention? What is your heart leading with? Okay, you have to make, say, $100,000, or you want to lose 10 pounds or whatever. But what is the intention you will take in before you take an action? Let that be your inspiration. The intention is, let me love myself more after I lose 10 pounds. That is your intention. Let me fit into my size 6 dresses. That is your intention. Let me go travel Florida, Orlando when I make $100,000. The intention is to connect with your family. Intentions is to have fun and to acknowledge and celebrate your life, right? So that is what we will be reflecting. Plus, I cannot tell you, Liz, like I have combined 2 ancient concepts to come up with like a formula how to design your vision board.
Oh, I can't wait.
And that is, I'm not sure, like a proprietary, but that is what I created. I did not copy. I mean, I copied a couple of things, but I merged it together. So we will be sharing. The kit is provided to you. All the printouts is provided to you. You don't have to bring anything unless you are inclined to bring some words, some specific pictures to attach on your intention board, but there will be direction, what picture or what words will go on which direction on your board.
Okay.
And that will be very, very special for this this class. And the 2 weeks before the event, I will send out journal prompts. You have to do some homework before you show up. And then at the event, we'll have a 2.5 hour of class. It would be amazing.
I cannot. I know. I already know it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. So I am so excited.
So Goddess Saraswati will be I'm doing only twice after March. It is that energy of Saraswati will be gone. And the new goddess will come in our life. And that is how I try to do. And March 18 is holy celebration, the color celebration, if you know
Mm.
the festival of colors. And that
Mm-hmm.
is where Saraswati is really worshipped, because that is a beginning of spring. She brings colors. She wears white, which is the, devoid of all colors, but also reflects all the color as a
Yes.
prism, white
Beautiful.
light. So she's worshipped in March. So we are doing exactly at the time when she's there in springtime.
Mm, that's beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So, tell us how we can find you online, on social media, how people can sign up for this workshop.
Yes, I run everything on my one website is hennachakra.com, HENNACHAKRA.com. And if you look up henna artist in Lehigh Valley, just Google, I will show up, I'm sure.
And I will link all of this information in the show notes. We also have a link for you on our website. So if you go to also, you can go to hennachakra.com to find Sophie and for this workshop, but all of the other amazing things that you do, go there, read about Sophie, see pictures. Sophie loves taking pictures. When you came, so one more thing that we connected with was Small Business Saturday, and that was like you were on it. You were taking pictures, you were zhuzhing them up, you were taking videos. I loved it, and I appreciate that because I don't always remember to do that, to document. So go to visit Sophie's website, see all the amazing things that she does. And you can also go to our website, visionistasbydesign.com/events, and you'll see the link there to go to Sophie's page and sign up there. And then they'll sign up, and then you will contact them for via email to send any of the homework that we need to do beforehand.
Correct.
And
Yes, I
listen,
will do all
if
that.
any of you don't come because of the homework, I'm going to be really mad.
It is not compulsion, but it is recommended.
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, it is
No,
recommended.
and you did that for the intention board or the vision board
Correct.
party that I attended in 2020, and it
Oh,
really
that one also had the
you had
reflection.
yes,
Yes.
you had
And
some
this time, I'm
prompts.
telling you, Liz, 2 years ago when those reflection questions I came up with, and this year I'm like, oh, I already have those questions. I will repeat in this circle.
Mm,
I looked up, nothing vibed with me again. After
wow.
2 years, none of the question were like, no, none of them works for me in this year. You cannot believe I sat down for several hours and
Hmm.
came up with new questions for this time.
Yes, great. So, um, and I think that it really helped me come to a space. You're getting yourself in a space before you arrive. So right,
Yes.
really, you can do it. You don't have to. But I love how you embody this, you model this, you do this yourself. Even how we started this talk today was talking about how you prepared yourself for
Yes.
this talk, and
Yes.
you do that in your work as well. You help us get the most out of it. And I find that, one of the things that is always true is you what you get out of anything that you do is very proportionate to what you put in. The effort you put in reflects or is reflected by the results and what comes, the abundance, the success, the peace, the joy, whatever it is that you are seeking.
Yes.
Very
The Zen
excited.
mind is very important.
Yes.
We all have ups and downs in life. We are
Mm,
running around like sometimes no head on our
mm-hmm.
like chicken, no head kind of. But if we have to manifest, we have to open our heart and just calm yourself down and just connect with your breath and body,
Mm-hmm.
and then start any action that you are trying to do. And that brings, so you have to manifest that. So abundance is right there, you just have to receive it, create
Yes.
that space, that's it, and it will come.
Mm-hmm. I love how much how much we overlap in the formulas that we use, the way that we talk about our beliefs and our help, the way we help others to do the same thing. One of the questions that I have for you is here at Visionistas and in my work, we really have been focusing on the several different aspects of awareness in order to recognize that we can pull things apart and kind of examine them one by one, but we are so connected, not only, how we've been talking about connected to each other, but in our own selves, our own identity. We have aspects of body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. So that is we talk about those aspects in our coaching programs, in my therapy work, and all the things that we do. We talk about those aspects. And one question I love to ask my guests is, when you hear those different aspects, which one pops out to you of, that's my go-to: body, mind, heart, soul, spirit?
Soul,
Soul.
always soul. I love spirit is one thing, but soul is that brings spirits out for me. If there is no soul, there is nothing, there is no body, there is no any other. Like the five things you mentioned, it is in yoga philosophy and theory, the five koshas, that is the five bodies. Five kosha is the name. So it's like eggs and going down, like outer layer and then inner layer and inner layer. I forget all the five names, but it is the body, mind, heart, soul, spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
And
didn't even
how
know
yoga
that.
can help you connect with those, and how you can go deeper to find your bliss. The Ananda Kosha is the last one. It's not say spirit, but it is Ananda Kosha, the kosha of the layer of bliss.
Oh.
The not the
Oh.
nirvana, but you reaching your own consciousness, and
Mm-hmm.
that is when you will be, everything is aligned, and you reach the state of bliss, like Shavasana. That is the
Yes.
level of bliss.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm so excited. Um, so tell us, I did mention that you are on social media, but where can people find you on social media and follow you?
both Facebook and Instagram, both are henna chakra. I do have another Instagram and Facebook just for goddess and yoga workshops. It's called Goddess Essentials with a Z in the end.
Okay.
So that's my um, social media for yoga, and henna chakra is for my henna work.
Yay. Ah, I am so excited. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining me
you.
here today. I had just I can't, with words, I can't. I just had such an amazing time, and appreciate and cherish our relationship. I truly know we were destined to be connected, and I'm so excited to continue our relationship and collaborate on meaningful and amazing things now and in the future. So thank you so much. I've had such an amazing time. Thank you all for listening. I invite you, please come to our Goddess Circle. There are spaces limited because it is inside. It is going to be at Visionistas by Design Wellness Boutique. So hurry over and get your spot, because we want to see you and we want to connect with you, and we want you to manifest whatever it is you are destined for in 2022. We're here to help, and to do it too, right?
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am really honored to be here. Thank you. I am very blessed. Thank you. It's a sacred contract, that it is a contract already written, that I was supposed to have this sacred connection with you. And that's why
Yes,
we connect. That's
I
what I
believe
always.
that. I believe it. I believe it. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. Thank you for coming back week after week. I invite you to share this episode, right? There is some amazing things, energy, power, things that we know, that we were intentional about pointing out as it went. And then we know that there are some things in the works that none of us even can see or feel, but that it's coming to you if you need it. And I invite you to take that message, pass it along, send this episode, share it with a friend or someone that you love, someone who may need to hear this message today. Again, join us. If you are out of town, why don't you take a trip to the Lehigh Valley and come join us at the Goddess Circle? would be lovely to see you. Thank you again. I cannot wait to connect with you again. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you for connecting on this episode of the podcast, Empowered by Design. For further connection, subscribe to my email list at drliz.com to be sure that you are in the loop for exciting news, events, and resources. You can also follow me on social media at Dr. Liz and at Visionistas by Design. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast and send this episode to one of your people in order to share the love, spread the power. This podcast is designed to inspire, educate, and empower you to pursue your dreams with intentional vision. This podcast is not meant to be a substitute for psychological treatment or a working relationship with a licensed mental health professional. For more information on connecting with mental health resources in your area, visit drliz.com and click on resources. Thank you again for connecting, and remember, trust the heart, work your vision, dream, design, deliver.